So, this is weird.
Here's some soda history.
Dr. Pepper has a history of like swinging between PepsiCo and Coca-Cola. But it's
swingers.
Yeah, they're swinging. They got that upside down pineapple.
Oh my god.
But I think now they've kind of settled on Coca-Cola, if I'm correct. So
once and for all.
All right, Tory, say something.
Remember when we were supposed to have a podcast? Hello, welcome to the
LEM'n'TEA podcast. Episode number 16 now.
16, sweet 16.
And sup, y'all.
Sup, y'all.
How we doing?
How's Wonho doing? Hi, Wonho. Hello.
He's looking great.
He's looking amazing as always.
He's looking great. Hello, Wonho.
So good.
How
Hello,
we doing?
Wonho.
And the twice beanie on top. We gotta change this fucking thing though.
No, it's Big Bang's 16th
Oh,
anniversary.
On Sweet 16? Is that a coincidence or what?
I guess so. Jeez.
My goodness.
It's fate. By the time this comes out, it won't be the 16th anniversary.
But you know.
But for us right now in this very moment, we're living in the moment. This is what it is.
What day is it?
The 19th.
Friday the 19th, August.
I know. It doesn't feel like... And summer's almost over, man.
Thank God.
Really?
I hate the summer.
But the summer must be better here than it was for you in Florida.
Less so because in Florida you have central air. We don't have that here.
Oh yeah, we never turned off the AC.
I should probably turn that off.
Speaking of central air.
You mean he puts on airs?
Ooh. And while you're up, you can show off your sweet fanny pack. For those of you watching as well as listening to the podcast, there's a theme that full of stuff. Comes with stuff. Don't hurt yourself. Because we got a little theme going on here because we kind of determined before a couple other life events that we went to / through that the last podcast episode was pretty heavy. Ooh.
Keep going.
Okay. Like between all the stuff with Roe v. Wade and all this other, the shootings and everything. So we are dedicating this podcast to nostalgia. On our 16th birthday.
My flannel's not clean, so
All right, well, then I'll represent the flannel gang. We also decided to dress the part. I was inspired. I was looking on Pinterest for 90s things because I was a child in the 90s. I was not wearing like teen fashion in the 90s.
Neither was I.
So I actually got this inspiration from Tyra Banks when she was on Fresh Prince.
Oh my God.
Her outfits and herself, she was like...
She was a 20 out of 10.
Oh, yeah.
Easy.
Absolutely, easily. And she rocked some really sick flannel, so I'm taking inspiration from her. And you were rocking the fanny pack, which I think is on the come up again.
It is.
Trends, like, this would probably still be trendy now, or will be trendy now. Trends cycle, like, every 25 years or something.
I think it's actually kind of, like, cathartic because this is the stuff we saw growing up as kids, and now we're adults, and we're kind of wearing it again.
Yeah.
Except the adult version of it, not like, well, I mean... I guess I could wear a dinosaur shirt if I wanted to.
Oh, you should.
Right?
Yeah, so it's like flannel and fanny packs and mom jeans and bucket hats. Like, I see a ton of bucket hats.
Bucket hats.
Shout out to Handong from Dreamcatcher, who was representing the bucket hat gang. So, but you were wearing before we talk about nostalgia, because we don't have any, like, current event stuff to really talk about as far as the world, because I'm kind of just sick of current events in the world. I don't know about you, but...
The world is a vampire. Set to drain.
Soul sucking, yeah. So we're gonna take a trip back into the 90s, but before we do that, we went somewhere, you and I and our friends.
You want to talk about that first, or you want to talk about the other thing first?
Significant others. I don't remember what the other thing is first, so let's talk about.
Okay.
Let's talk about your fit. We went over mine, and yours is more relevant to. I think the only real current event that's happened to us in the last month since the last episode of the podcast.
True. Okay, so we went to, so my shirt says I, and then it's got a pot leaf here.
Yeah.
All right, it's got the cannabis leaf, not marijuana. Don't say that.
The Mary Jane.
And then it says SLUT, which says.
No, it's SL, comma, UT.
It's supposed to be Salt Lake, Utah.
Comma.
Because we went to Salt Lake City, Utah. Out west. A 5-hour flight from Boston Logan to
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
How do
Yeah.
you feel about Utah? Do you like it?
No.
All right, let's move on.
I'm sorry, Utah. Like, I'm sorry.
It sucks.
And I was only there for 3 full days. I probably didn't. I mean, I know I didn't get to see that all of Utah, what Utah had to offer. But like what I saw,
It offered nothing.
it just one bunch of one ways, bunch of not smog, pollution.
Yeah.
It made me realize that like Boston has no pollution because they're fortunate enough to be by the water, where the water pushes everything away.
We have pollution, just not like that. Like,
But no, yeah, not where you can see it like hanging overhead. You know how like California
Yeah.
has like smog and stuff too, even though they're also by the water. So I think maybe they just have more people. But
it's also devoid of a lot of water. It's dry. It's like most of the state is a desert.
yeah, so yeah, so your shirt is iPotleaf SL, comma UT, because punctuation is very important.
It is the Oxford comma.
But if you get rid of the comma, it spells a naughty word. That's the joke. Also the pot leaf, which is really funny because that's not legal in Utah. So
It's so weird. It's so fucking weird. Like
it's really weird.
My theory is that they ship these shirts in from fucking Nevada, where weed is legal. Thank God.
Like there's CBD. We saw a couple of CBD places in Utah or in Salt Lake. It just not.
CBD's nuts. How about that, Utah?
Wow. Ooh, woo! Calling you out, Utah.
I'm calling you out. Fuck Utah. It sucked.
So we didn't go there just out of spite. We went there
No.
for a purpose.
Can you imagine? We're like, yeah, let's go to this place we fucking hate.
Yeah. So yeah, we went for our good friend's graduation. Mr. Commencement Speaker. So that was honestly like one of the highlights of the trip. I think it would have been anyway, but like just surrounded with all the rest of the stuff that was around.
True.
It wasn't enough to really make me want to go back, but at least I can say I tried. And it was the furthest west I've ever been.
Same.
Too, so
I'd never been further than that. I will next time because I will not be stopping at Utah. I'll go to Nevada. I'm not a gambling person. Like I don't like to gamble because it's just like pretty wasteful and you are destined to lose. Like
yeah.
But I would go to Las Vegas because it's fucking crazy there. Like
yeah, I would go just for the entertainment purpose.
Absolutely.
Although like, I mean like I was gonna say maybe do restaurants too, but those are like stupid expensive as well.
They are, but if I had the means to do it, oh yeah, I'd be going to some 5-star fucking hotels, restaurants, all that kind of stuff. I'd be living it up.
Yeah, entertainment. Like you don't even need to go to the casino. Like who wants to spend their time in the casino when there's so much other stuff to do? You know what? Every state has a casino, you know? So just go to the one in your home state and go see what you can't. Like that's the whole purpose of going to another state, I feel like. It's like what was the point of going so far out if you're not going to do something that is exclusive to that state?
Can I bring something up real quick?
Oh yeah, yep.
The one thing we did that it's not exclusive to the state, but we did it, and it was probably for me, it was one of the highlights of the trip, which was we went around town on these like electric scooters that you have to like pay and unlock, and they're called Lime. They're like Lime scooters is what the company is.
And they're also lime, the color
green.
Yeah.
And we went around Salt Lake City on them.
That was so fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It's definitely not exclusive.
No, not at all.
Although it was actually kind of cool for Salt Lake because even though it's their most populous city, it was it's spaced out. Like,
yeah, it's not dense.
You don't get that kind of like birth in like Boston.
No.
You know, so but yeah, it was cool. That was one of my highlights as well.
In that ice cream store.
Yes.
That was cool.
That was cool. I forgot the name of the ice cream store.
Doki.
Doki Doki. Shout out to Doki Doki. You had a really good ice cream. Sorry we came in at the last like 10 minutes before you were closing.
You were very nice and you took us anyways, though. That was very nice.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Thank you. We usually don't do that.
But oh my gosh. So like the pollution though, I'm not sure if it was the pollution or like altitude or whatever, but like I got sick. Your kids were sick. Our friend's kid was coughing a lot. Like
I had a sore throat like the first day or something.
Crazy. I've never experienced anything like that.
And we weren't outside. To be clear, we were not outside for very long.
Oh my God. Yeah. Also, like 2-hour time differences you don't think are a lot, but I don't know. I think it for me and the friends who I stayed with in our respective hotel room.
You wiped us out.
We like napped.
Mm-hmm.
We napped at like 3 p.m. when children were napping.
That's what we did.
It kicked our butts. It was horrible. It was like,
jet lag is real, man. Like,
yeah.
We've experienced extreme jet lag too. Like when we went to Japan.
Yeah.
That was a lot of jet lag, right? Mm-hmm. But like even 2 hours of fucking jet lag was enough to say, hey, I need to stop.
Yeah.
I need to take a nap and then sleep for like I don't know, like an hour or whatever.
We but it's funny because I feel like we didn't do much of anything. You guys like
ghastly hot outside though, Tor.
Yeah, it was high 90s with we're used to humidity because again off the water, but here was
high
like
90s.
Oh
my
God, man! If you have the visual part of this podcast up, you are getting a treat right now. But yeah, Utah has no humidity, so it was a dry heat, which was I don't know, it was. It was a different kind of oppressive.
Anyone who says, oh, but it's not humid, so it's going to be better, is a fucking liar who has never been in 90-plus degree weather.
Carting more children. I think that might have added to it, too.
I mean, that didn't make it any better, but if you step outside on a 90-degree day, whether it's humid or not, you're not going to want to be outside for very long.
No, and we weren't. Except, actually, that's not true. At night
was good.
So, like... I had to go back to work, so we all got in on a Thursday, and we all like all the different groups of our friends like left on different days. So I left Sunday, and you stayed an extra 2-ish days because you guys have and well, she's my friend as well, but there's a good friend who lives in Utah, so that was a good incentive to stay. But I had work, but you guys went like mountain. Not climbing. You were outside.
We went up a mountain.
We went up a mountain.
It was pretty cool. That was like one of the best parts of the trip was because something you don't see here, right? So you do, like you said, do something that's not in your locale.
Yeah.
We have mountains in Massachusetts. We have mountains in the area in New England, but not like that.
No. Dry mountains.
Them dry mountains.
But yeah.
But it was awesome. Like the views, landscapes, so cool. And it was cooler.
That's and that's the part of Utah that I'm assuming is like why people go to Utah.
Yeah.
Because certainly it is not for Salt Lake. Oh. Maybe if we were like clubbers, that would have been an appealing part of it because there was a lot of like nightlife.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty cool.
We were just buzzing by on lime green scooters.
we had a fucking blast, man.
No, we did.
That was incredible.
Yeah, so, and, okay, also, hey, Salt Lake, what the hell are you doing with your roads? I've got a bone to pick because it took us twice as long to get to a place that could have taken one left turn when you made us just do a bunch of one-ways and like 500 right turns.
Why, Salt Lake?
And what construction are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Because it doesn't look like anything.
They literally took away the cones in one area, like right by where your hotel was, after you left.
Oh, really?
Nothing was done.
No.
There was nothing that was done there. And when the cones were up, they weren't necessary to be there. Why were they there?
Yeah. It was, yeah. I mean, shout out to your wife for doing all that driving.
She did a lot of driving.
She did a lot of right turns.
A lot of right turns.
I don't know.
The whole team on her back.
I don't understand it, but yeah. So I don't know. Could say that with only being there a couple of days, we didn't give Utah a fair shake. But at the same time,
you could also say "fuck Utah."
All right.
And that's what I'm gonna say.
Well, you're wearing a supportive Utah shirt.
Yeah, because I'm a slut. I'm a 90s slut.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, let's get into the second thing real quick, okay? Listen, we're done with Utah. Utah is gone. We'll never talk about Utah again. Probably we will, though.
But in between that time...
before Utah, we did something that was very, 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 very cool, and we talked about it last podcast, and it came out.
Yay!
It came out of the closet.
Oh, okay.
Our baby... God is a baby. Scuffvivor.
I was like, the suspense is killing
the Survivor
homage tribute inspiration spin-off game.
Definitely not a copy.
No, it's a loving, like, it's like a love letter.
It is
to Jeff Probst, Saint Jeff, if you will.
I will.
And if you're watching as well as listening, Lewis is holding up the St. Jeff candle, which we used as individual torches, because if you got voted off the island, your torch was snuffed. In this case, your candle was blown out. And you got to keep the candle. So, I have 2 of them at my house.
Love it.
Yeah.
Did you ever give your mom one?
Oh, yeah. I gave my coworker one.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we talk Survivor all the time.
She should check it out.
She may have. She hasn't. My mom checked it out, actually. Yeah. She was so mad that she had made plans that when we did Scuffvivor.
Yes, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, she was mad because she wanted to see it.
I thought you were gonna say she was so mad.
Oh,
at the end.
no,
Like,
no.
Oh no, what did I do wrong?
No. She was mad that she couldn't be there to see it, but she really liked it. She, and I think Scuffvivor has something for everybody, including one of her favorite aspects was the drama. There's some drama. She likened it to actually that show that we were talking about before, the challenge, MTV The Challenge, with a specific kind of vote off. Got a little like it earned what would maybe be on TV an R rating or not R rating. What is TV? TV, not MA.
TVMA.
TV-14. TVMA is like if there's sex and stuff, I think.
Yeah, or like cursing, like South Park.
Yeah, they can bleep out that. That's TV-14. So, it wouldn't be family friendly for the exit of one particular Survivor castaway. But you have to watch to find out why there's drama.
I was gonna give it away. Shit.
Do you want to? All right. So spoiler talk. But unless you want to incentivize people to watch Scuffvivor, because I think it's really great. You did a great job editing.
You should watch it.
The intro alone is probably one of my favorite parts.
Oh, thank you very much.
I felt the essence of Survivor moment. So
I really, not to toot my own horn, but I really love that part the most. I think of the whole thing, just because I felt like, all right, I'm like, it cuts away from Sean speaking, and then it goes into like. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. It's just kind of cool. Watch it. It's really cool.
Yeah. So, if you have an hour and a half to spare, it's actually, I think, our shortest video on this channel.
It is.
We condense an entire season into one episode, Scuffvivor season 1. And for those uninformed, I wrote this in like when we were promoting it, in case people were like, "What does scuff mean?" Because that's not 90s lingo, so I don't know it.
90s?
So, scuff is just like, I don't know, there are multiple definitions.
It means
fucked
up.
Yeah, bootleg or low quality or whatever. But we put a lot of effort, and all our friends were really great sports about it all. This
girl did so much work. Like, so much of her passion and her love for the show really went into making that. So that... The editing was like my pleasure. The whole experience was all because of Tory, and she like killed it with planning. She thought of the challenges. She wrote every single challenge. It was incredible. Like, I was reading it, I was in shock. Not because I didn't think you were capable of it, but I didn't think you were gonna take it that far, and in a good way though. Yeah. Not like your passion was why I had to edit it in the way that I had to edit.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Sure.
Listen, there's not much I can say I've seen through since the beginning, and Survivor's one of those that I've not wasted, but like, I don't know, if you do anything since 2000, it's kind of a lot. 22 years. So
big chunk of your life.
It's a big chunk of my brain capacity is just like Survivor stuff. It's so ridiculous. Like so
Survivor K-pop.
So, yeah. Shake hands. I was just happy to be able to like utilize some of it for the first time in my life. So
it was brilliant. Everybody who went there said it was fun and that they wanted to do it again. And I can't wait to. We kind of already started planning some stuff, like very, very light.
Oh yeah, we're watching a new to Lewis season of Survivor, Gabon, and we're already taking notes of challenges that they're doing, because I tried to make all the challenges inspired by actual Survivor ones, but we also Scuffvivor. We don't have the budget that Jeff Probst does, so we modified them and things like that. They never did Giant Connect 4, so you know.
You want to know what? Sometimes that stuff is like really endearing though. Like, I thought it was really endearing that we made you did. You made up an obstacle course. You know, you made up all these challenges. You planned out where they would go. You really, you really took it to the best extreme.
It was fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I wish I could have.
Wait.
Spoilers. I wish I could have participated in more of them.
Yeah.
I had to do better next time.
The drama of Scuffvivor. Yeah, there was some drama on that show.
There's some, there's drama, but there's also the adventure part of it. There's the strategic part. There's rooting for the underdog. There's a heartwarming couple interactions between mother and child with one of her friends who had a
kid with her, and
yeah,
more than welcome. I thought it was really cute that she called him her strength.
Oh yeah,
that was really adorable.
Yeah, so
she's like, my strength has returned when you would come over.
So look out for Scuffvivor season 2. And thanks for everybody who showed interest in it. Thank you so much. I see you, my fellow reality TV fans, and I respect you. And yeah, it was fun.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Can't wait to do it again.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Thanks.
Nice job.
Thanks. You too, man.
Thanks, dude.
So now I think to the big bulk of what this episode literally is.
Quite honestly, it's a bunch of 90s shit. I think we already said that, but
it's the nostalgia cast.
The nostalgia cast. It's like last couple episodes, a lot of shit has happened. The world is just always constantly on fire.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a downer sometimes when you want to talk about things that are current events, but every current event is awful.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And nostalgia, like, people kind of make fun of those who look back on nostalgia or go back in my day or whatever, but it's like, it really is like you viewed the world differently before you became like aware of what the rest of the world had to offer.
Correct.
The rose-colored glasses sort of thing. And it acts as a nice escapism, and also some trends from our time are coming back, like I had said before too, like what I'm wearing, pretty normal, I think, now in 2022. The 90s trends are coming back. Trends tend to cycle out. 10 years from now, we're probably going to see Uggs again or whatever. So, and that's fine.
Very true.
Yeah. So.
Very true.
So we just want to wax nostalgia and talk about whatever happened in the 90s.
So obviously we're very biased because even though I wasn't born technically in the 90s, I was 6 months,
so close.
6 months old.
Yeah.
And I grew up in the 90s. I'm a 90s kid like you.
Yeah. It's that's a little the definition has always been kind of, I guess, maybe mixed because uh-oh.
Is that going to work? Delivery.
Jesus, DiGiorno.
Wow, it's a stick. Wow.
Lovely. Wow. I don't remember.
Tori, real quick, this is a quick aside because that was definitely something that happened right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring something back.
Ooh, that was a nice bite, though. All right. It's mukbang. I hope you have your headphones on.
I mean, if I don't oppose you on shit, it's not fun. If I just go along with the flow, it's not fun for me.
There you go. Well, you know what? You haven't eaten in a while, so it's fine. And all I do is just point it out. It's a thing that happens. People need to eat to live, so it's whatever. But
I don't need to eat this to live.
You need to eat
It's
it
a Reese's stick, dude.
But it's good. Sometimes you just eat things because they're good.
It is.
Okay, I'm gonna bring something up and then bring something else up really quick. So
I know what you're doing.
All right, first thing I'm gonna bring up. I've talked about these 2 foods from the 90s/2000s I want to bring back.
Go off.
Number 1, Butterfinger BBs. They'll never come back.
Bing.
Because of the name, which is stupid.
Wait, that's why they discontinued them?
I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know if it was that or if it was like maybe it was showing to be a choking hazard or it was because
there's a fucking gum called Bazooka Joe.
I know. That's still around. But they were also... There's a lot of commercials with Butterfinger BBs that were with The Simpsons. Maybe I don't know if they felt like since they weren't advertising Butterfinger BBs anymore, they just were like, well, guess we're done, but I want those back. There's something about candy that's shaped as something different that makes it taste good, or taste different or better to me. I don't know why. Butterfinger BBs, I just eat a Butterfinger and I'm like, it's not the same.
I know.
I just want something bite size. In the shape of a BB pellet.
It's true because it's sometimes like I'm not a big Butterfinger fan, but I'll eat like the fun size one sometimes. Like sometimes the bar itself is like too much, and then it's kind of like sticky and like.
There's something about it just being like an already like rounded piece of chocolate.
Yes.
Like it's like already.
It's appealing.
Yeah. So I want those back, and
not as messy either.
No, right? Yeah, not as messy. Yeah, so many crumbs when you eat a Butterfinger.
Fuck.
Yeah. I've definitely talked about this before, but if not,
go ahead.
Tangerine sour Altoids.
2.
Bring those back. I want them back. There's other nostalgic candy that's been being brought back. There's Dunkaroos. Those are brought back. Those were away for a while, and those were brought back.
Yeah, eat a couple.
Sponsored, but not sponsored, but it could be. I ate a couple already.
Damn it.
Sorry, I won't be mukbanging alongside you.
But you're leaving me hanging.
Sorry. I mukbang with you in spirit. So, but yeah, they've been bringing other things back. Not to a degree where it's like we're glad they're being brought back. Like I think the one we talk about the most was our Reese's cookie cups. It's like
yeah,
it was already fine. It was already fine. All you had to do was
stop.
Cookie.
You're assuming people know what these are, okay?
Start at
the very beginning. A Reese's cookie cup, okay?
Okay. Go ahead.
It is just chocolate. Mm-hmm. It is the Reese's.
Yeah, peanut butter cup.
First of all, it came in this crazy cool yellow packaging. The best.
I forgot about that
packaging.
Actually,
just this like neon yellow packaging. It's so good. I will put a picture up.
A graphic. Yeah, we might have to do some graphics for those who are not 90s
That's fine.
people.
I intend to put a shit ton of graphics in this one.
Cool.
Are you looking for a commercial for it or something?
No, I'm looking for the cookie cup wrapper because I don't remember entirely.
You'll see it.
Okay.
So, regular Reese's cup, but inside the Reese's cup.
Oh, yeah.
See it?
Yeah, the crunchy cookie cups, which I don't think anybody ever called it crunchy cookie cup. It was just a cookie cup.
Let's call it what it is, guys. It's cookie and chocolate. Inside the thing, what is inside?
A full like Oreo cookie. Yeah. Well, not a full one, but like a whole half disc of an Oreo or like knockoff Oreo. I don't even think it was just a chocolate cookie.
It was a chocolate like fucking cookie, and it was wedged in the middle of the chocolate, and it was the perfect amount of cookie to chocolate.
Yes, and to ensure that you always got like a really satisfying crunch to it. So, especially during COVID, I feel like a lot of companies, it's obviously a cash grab, but at the same time, it's like fair because I'll buy into it anyway because I only talk about this all my life. And so the Reese's company was like,
sorry,
the Reese's company was like, all right, we're gonna bring back cookie cups, and we all said yay, and then they came out.
So listen. To the lead up on this, like we talked about, like we had a conversation about this, like a real ass conversation about this. We were excited
because we eat pretty much anything that is Reese's related. I think pretty much everything, like a Reese's stick, for example. That and I think Oreos until Oreos decided to do like literally so many flavors that I cannot even keep up anymore. So
some of them are good.
Yes, like the chocolate peanut butter pie one that is sitting out of view of the camera. So, but yeah, the cookie cup came out, and then so we were really hyped for it, and then we ate it.
So they fucked it up real bad. What they ended up doing is, instead of putting an entire cookie, like I don't doubt that there was an entire cookie in there, like half of it, but
I doubt it.
What they did was they chopped them into little like bite-sized pieces. Mm-hmm. So if it was a whole half of a like an Oreo, it was in there in bite-sized pieces. You could barely tell it was even there. And
it wasn't a whole half, which was the point.
Yeah.
The point was that there was a cookie in the cup, not like pieces. And the bite's so unsatisfying. It's I don't know. You had to be there in the 90s to really kind of understand the difference and how it's not the same. I don't know what to call this, but it's not a cookie cup.
No, it's like cookie like bites or whatever. It's like little bites of a
cookie garnish.
Yeah, it's like cookie basil. It's like cookie basil. Cookie parsley.
So
what? Yeah. Hang on, I'm not ready.
No, go for it.
I'm not ready.
Yeah.
You know how people are always like, hey, if you had access to a time machine, what would you do? I would go back in time and hoard a bunch of these fucking cookie cups. If I knew that it was going to be the last time I'd ever see them, and I bring them back. And that's my selfish ass thing that I would do with the time machine.
Yeah. My the one thing that they also brought back were 3D Doritos. And 3D Doritos were what, like, my brother's equivalent to me ranting and raving about tangerine Altoids. Like, he loved 3D Doritos. Again, they don't taste any different from regular Doritos, but the shape make it taste different in a good way. They came in a
canister, right?
I thought they were. Oh, you might be right. I think they offered it in both. I remember the canister, but I thought it was also a bag.
They had bags too?
Yes. It was also a bag because I always toyed with this idea of buying my brother. They would sell them on eBay, like unopened. And this isn't 90s. Like, we're kind of skewing into early 2000s because that's still part of both of our childhoods. So if it's not exclusively before 1999, sorry about it. But I toyed with the idea of buying them, but at the same time I'm like, these are gonna be disgusting. Also, this person's asking like $70 for this unopened bag of 3D. They were selling like the empty bag.
Oh, just an empty bag?
Some of them were just selling the empty bag as advertised. They would advertise it as that.
Jesus.
But like for money, like way more money than even a full bag would have been. But they brought those back.
Yeah, 3D Doritos came back, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, anything's possible, I guess. Just don't mess with the formula. Like, the reason some people liked the thing is because it was the thing. They didn't, unless they were like New Coke or something, where they were vocally like,
we hate it.
I don't like this, or I don't like this part of it. Nobody was like, yeah, you know, it was really hard for me to eat the half cookie in the Reese peanut butter cup. Can we break that up a little bit? Nobody said that.
Nobody said that.
And if you did, you're a liar. So anyway, that's our rant about
very true
foods.
Well, hang on. There's still foods out there. Are you kidding me?
Yes, I can't think of another actually.
Hang on. I got a brain. I can try to think. God, what was a food that I loved that doesn't exist anymore? I don't know if I can. Oh, do you have one?
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's why well, you said you had a brain that you wanted to think of something.
Oh, no. I thought you had said, oh, I don't have one.
No, I have one.
My bad. It was...
And I think this is actually early 2000s, so, but whatever.
That's fine.
Different colored ketchups.
Ooh.
I think they were called Easy Squeeze, but I can't remember.
They were definitely called Easy Squeeze, yeah.
There was green and there was purple.
There definitely was. There was blue, too.
I don't remember I don't think they had the blue up here for us, but... For some reason, it was hard to find the green. But this was like the heyday of Nickelodeon as well, where like green slime was like, I want to be slimed on Nickelodeon or whatever. So those were flying off the shelf. So purple, a bunch. And actually, because it was like artificially dyed, it did taste different. And
thank you. I
didn't care though, because the novelty of like eating a French fry with purple goo on it.
It didn't do it for me.
Was like, this is cool. And I ignored the fact that it only like, it did not taste like ketchup, but it just tasted less like ketchup.
I don't distinctly remember what the taste was because we only bought them a couple times and I'm like, I don't want purple ketchup anymore, Mom.
Yeah.
I just I want it to taste good.
Fair enough.
But yeah, they were multicolored ketchup. I'll find it on the internet. It definitely exists.
Oh yeah.
They might even have it still today somewhere.
Maybe they're selling it on eBay, unopened.
Ugh, gross. Yum.
I could look up other foods.
It probably would do less damage to you than that pink sauce, though. That pink sauce will kill you.
Oh, I keep hearing about the pink sauce.
I'll tell you about it later.
No, you can talk about it now if you want, but it's not. I mean, it's not nostalgic. I mean, technically, it's nostalgic.
No, that's why I didn't want to bring it up.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to use my brain.
Okay. Well, while you're thinking with your brain before your Reese's stick delivery, what I was trying to say too was you were talking about how you weren't technically like a 90s child because you weren't born in the 90s, but I've seen both arguments of it where if you were born in the 90s, you're not enough of a 90s kid because you were not old enough to remember a fair amount of it, but if you were not born in the 90s, then you can't be a 90s kid because you weren't born in the 90s. So it's like,
yeah, for me, I'm mostly just being sarcastic about it.
Oh no, yeah.
Just like,
just some people split hairs like that.
They do. They're like, oh, if you weren't born in 1990 January 1st, like if you weren't born from there till December 31st, 99, you're not a 90s kid.
Are people born in 99 really 90s kids?
No. See, that's where I
would argue that, like, if you were going to school
in the 90s.
In the 90s, then you're a 90s kid. So that would be what, like 96, I think, maybe 90. Enough where you can retain
95.
Memories.
Yeah, so
of
kindergarten.
So
it's like 95.
Which is the cutoff of the millennial, I think, is 96 or whatever. I don't know. I think it fluctuates. But
it's like 96, 97 or some shit.
There's a reason there's a cutoff. It's because that's like, I don't know, things are defined by an era, and it's also based on who can remember stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
You're absolutely right. So we are both 90 kids. We went to school in the 90s. And I think that was...
Oh, this was the 90s ass bag for 3D Doritos, by the way.
I love
so
it.
90s.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too. Quintessential 90s.
I'll try to look for that graphic.
But anyway, so yeah. I think we're both, despite you not being born in the 90s and me, I mean, I was born in 92, so I feel like I'm plenty 90s kid. And my brother, who was born in 94, I think is also plenty 90s kid.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I joke about it all the time, but I'm not terribly, I'm not too much older than you. So, like, there's not much of a what they call it, not age gap, but there's like a generational gap.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
There's barely anything that I remember that you don't remember.
Right.
There's a couple things here and there.
But I think, like, one of the things we had talked about before, I think not on the podcast, was what are they called? The Hawaiian Slammers? What are they called?
Pogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pogs and Slammers, right.
I never had those. I don't know those, and I don't have, like, but I think those might also be, like, maybe because you are, a couple of years older, and maybe that was, and also grew up in, like, not in
New England,
a quaint town. Quaint at the time were pretty big now in Massachusetts. Like, I think there's different factors that play into that sort of thing. But
like, okay, so you're born in 92. By the time you were 5, it was 97.
Yes.
By that time, I'm telling you, it kind of dried up at that point. Like, even
Pogs.
Yeah, even before then.
Yeah.
Like, it came and went. It wasn't that. From what I remember, it wasn't a very long period of time. It's not like.
That's the thing about fad trends too, is that they, like, you are slammed with, like,
nice,
like, with the fad, and then the fad goes away just as quickly as it appeared. Like, there's no, like, gradual fade off. I think one of the more recent examples would be, like, silly bands or something. Yeah,
for sure. That is exactly it.
Yeah.
It came, it went, and then there was some new shit.
Yeah.
And
that's the way that fads go.
That's how it is. Remember the Pet Rock? Well, you don't remember it, and neither do I.
Pet Rock was not.
But, like, that was a fad in, like, the 70s, right?
Yeah. As an aside, I don't understand the Pet Rock. Like, my childhood home was just dirt and rocks, and I would see things about the Pet Rock, and I'm like, I could just go outside and get a rock.
The creator of the Pet Rock, like, never expected it to be as big as it did.
Okay, well, that's good.
They were creating it as, like, a joke, like, oh, look, like.
Well, that's good. I guess that makes it less, like, scummy than if they
I
went into it.
remember reading about
like
it, and
okay,
they said, like, I never thought this would be the result of it. Like, who's gonna buy a fucking rock in a box?
Right? Yeah, trends are weird, but yeah. So I don't know. I think we're both '90s kids, and
hell yeah.
And I gave BuzzFeed one of its 7 clicks of the month by going on their 17 discontinued '90s foods. I'm letting that go.
What? You don't like BuzzFeed? They're good journalists.
There was a study that I forget who, but somebody did about, like, trusted news sources, and, like, BuzzFeed News ranked, like, second to worst. InfoWars ranked better than them.
Oh my God,
InfoWars, that is not a news journal site, channel, publication, whatever it is.
So you're ready to finally admit that he was right about turning the frogs gay with our water?
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't study frogs, so I don't know.
Anyways.
No comment. But so anyway, I'm on BuzzFeed right now. The Wonder Ball.
That was discontinued? Oh yeah, that had.
Yes.
Okay, so the Wonder Ball, I'll graphic troll this shit, okay?
Yes. Yeah, we gotta educate. We're here to educate the public about what you missed in the 90s.
First of all, I'm sure everybody thinks this, but for some fucking reason, the 90s felt fucking great to grow up in.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So much was happening. Like, things were changing at a very rapid pace, but there was still this, like...
innocence
and calmness.
Yeah.
That I'd never... Well, I wasn't innocent by the time I was, like, a teenager, but, like, I don't remember feeling that when, like, for example, right now, when my kids are growing up, like, I feel like things are way crazier.
Mm-hmm. We also, I mean, the innocence comes with us growing up while we were also innocents.
True.
You know, so there's also that sort of added factor to it. It's why, like, I understand when parents say that, like, they feel the joy of Christmas again when they see their children going, like, things like that. I don't know. Growing up makes you really jaded and stuff, and so
the world kind of sucks, man.
When you're aware of the world, it kind of sucks. But yeah. So the Wonder Ball.
The Wonder Ball. Okay, the Wonder Ball is a big globe of chocolate. Literally a big globe of chocolate. It's not solid though. It's hollow, and inside there's like this sweet tart candy shit.
Yes, and a toy.
Usually a toy, and it was usually like the candy inside was themed. So like the Wonder Ball was like, this is a Lion King.
Yeah,
one.
Toy Story. I remember.
Right. So.
And then some dumb children decided to choke on the toys in the Wonder Ball.
Damn.
So listen, like. I'm pretty positive it says on the box too queen. That it's like choking hazard. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get it. But listen, they make this thing. It happens once, and they're like, "Oh fuck." Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. I don't know how many people die from eating a Wonder Ball, but
I'm not sure.
It's a for. It's so.
We
fucked
didn't
up.
care as much in the 90s too, man. Like. Here, have these things that your child could mistake for a candy and just put all in their mouth. Happy 90s time.
Yeah. It's hard to recover that, I guess, that brand innocence. I don't have a better word for it, but when someone dies from eating your product. So it's like, it's like, oh shit.
Well, that's why they make Kinder eggs now, but I believe.
They do. They
put the candy or toy, I don't know what's in them, inside of a plastic egg, and they cover the plastic with the chocolate, the hollow chocolate part.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, as a child, I would probably just, like, sink my teeth into and go, ow, and you bit into a piece of plastic. It didn't choke you, but you kind of feel a little betrayed afterwards because why is there a plastic egg in my candy from the candy aisle? So.
I'm going to say this. Despite it being discontinued, and I know you just gave a rousing speech.
Thanks.
On the stupidity of children.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm just not into candy with a fucking toy inside. Like, I don't give a shit about that kind of candy.
I don't know. That made it, like fun for me.
Maybe the toy was fine, but, like, it's covered in fucking chocolate. I know you can wash it. Listen.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It didn't really appeal to me, and the chocolate was always shitty. The Wonder Ball sucked. IMO.
It was just the fun of, like, getting a toy while you're eating a candy. I don't know. It's like when you get a toy in a Happy Meal or something.
Okay. I get it now.
It's like, oh, I get food that's, like, a treat and also yummy, and I get a toy. Heck yeah. That's rad.
It was mid for me, but I'm glad... you would bring the Wonder Ball back is what you're saying, right?
I would. I mean, and I think they did, like I said, with the Kinder Egg, they did to some degree. So I think that's kind of where it's gonna be. So.
It's a ghost.
Ooh,
spoopy cast.
So, haunted cast.
Ooh.
So, but speaking of McDonald's or Happy Meals.
What about them?
That's another thing I want to bring back. Like, if I'm elected president of the world, I want to bring back play places in eateries like McDonald's and Burger King. And remember when, like, Burger King had, like, they had actual mascots. It was like some, like, futuristic 90s looking kid, blonde hair.
That was Viz Kid. I think his name is Viz Kid. I'll look it up.
Okay. But Oh, right now? Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, but I want to bring back play places. Even though, like, I don't know, looking now as an adult, the idea of a ball pit is like...
It's gross. It's nasty, dude.
And, like, I was talking to my husband, and he was saying how they got rid of play places supposedly for, like, tax purposes or something like that. It just seemed like they all disappeared one day. Also, I feel like just in general, a lot of not only food places, but just like, I don't know, like Walmart too. Walmart used to be blue. Now it's like gray. Like everything's just gray. Everything used to be much more colorful in the 90s. Yeah, what's up?
I have the picture.
All right.
And I want to say something real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the kids, we'll have to talk about this because I'm going to bring it up. Mm-hmm. One of the kids on the far left side, little black boy, right?
Okay.
This boy is literally Vince from Recess.
What?
His name is Jaws. Tell me that's not fucking Vince.
Oh, I remember him. Yeah.
It's the same fucking kid, isn't it?
I remember all these people.
Right.
Yeah.
I was wrong, by the way. His name is Kid Vid or some shit.
Kid Vid.
Yeah. Not Viz Kid.
Whatever. Close enough. But
anyways, he wore a visor is what I'm saying.
There were like fun kid mascots. Like I also remember even like Chuck E. Cheese being like having fun commercials and like
God,
like play or just places that were strictly play places like Discovery Zone.
All right, that's definitely. I'm gonna have to play the song and everything, dude. Like I'm gonna have to get the music for that. Going easy at Discovery Zone. Discover what I could do on my own. Because, dude, Discovery Zone is it's a legendary place.
Yeah, I didn't remember where the closest one here in Massachusetts was, but I know it was like pretty far. I would take a decent car ride to go to a Discovery Zone. So
how about this?
Yeah.
Some people may not have some people might not know what it is, or they may have not.
Oh yeah,
I
didn't even explain what a play place was for McDonald's. But
no, that's fine. A play place is very similar to what you're about to describe to a Discovery Zone. So what is Discovery Zone?
It's just like a big old exploratory wonderland of like plastic tubes. And also tube slides, foam pits, ball pits. One of my favorite things actually at Discovery Zone was I don't exactly know what it's called, but they were like metal tubes, not like thin tubes that like rolling racks that you could like slide down. Those are my.
I was just because when you said tube slides, I thought you were talking about how they were cylinders.
Oh yeah, cylinders. That's the word. Yeah, not tube. Like tube slides, like the plastic, like the big plastic ones that exist in some form at like your local playground or whatever. But yeah, these like metal cylinders that were all lined up in a row. Oh my god,
just so realign your fucking spine on the way down, like.
It always did kind of suck when my hair would get stuck sometimes. But you know what? It was worth it. I don't care.
Those were fucking dope.
So and fun.
Sometimes they were usually like brightly colored too, so they were like very tempting to go on.
Yeah, and then like rope bridges and stuff. Like I just remember like holes in socks, like rope burn. It was like my battle scars of going to Discovery Zone. But I mean, generally, it was really like your
best day of my fucking life.
Your parents could be like, off you go, and not pay attention to you. And very rarely was there ever like, I think maybe someone fell on top of me in the foam pit once or something.
Oh yeah,
like just little hazards or whatever. But
that shit still happens now on playgrounds and stuff. You know what I mean? But it was incredible. I went to a birthday party, I think there once, and it was great.
Nice.
It was like unlimited time in the tubes. And,
nice.
And like, it was so fucking cool. I missed that place. And then I think we were talking the other night, and you're like, they should do this for adults. Yeah. With alcohol.
I was talking about this like during my lunch break at work. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was just like, you know what they need to bring back? They need to bring back Discovery Zone, but like with loud music and alcohol for adults. Like, I would love there to be like an adult-sized Discovery Zone, or just I don't even, maybe just a regular one. Whatever. I'll live vicariously through whatever future children I have. I would bring there, but like also your kids had a their birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese.
They did,
and I remember going to. I'm not sure. I must have been that same one when I was younger. I swear to God, I thought it seemed so much smaller to me when we went. I was like, I do not remember being able to see the entire big room of like the whole of Chuck E. Cheese. I thought that things were more segmented, or like, I also thought it was darker. Like it was a very light colored Chuck E. Cheese with the walls. But like, another perk of growing up, I guess, is that things don't seem as like vast as maybe you saw them as a child. Womp womp.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. You grow up and you're like, oh, yeah, now I'm taller. I can see over the thing. And it's not as
even
big as
me.
I thought. Oh, you're not that short.
5'2".
Whatever.
But yeah, so it just feels like things are much more sterilized now.
Yeah.
Like nothing's really colorful, or like these places that are with their like Happy Meals and whatever that specifically try to engage children into going to their places. They don't look like kid places anymore. I know Taco Bell used to be pretty wild with like 90s stuff. Back in the day of Toys R Us, that was very like so many colors and like fun mascots and jingles, like stuff that is all directly appealing to children with short attention spans, and now it's just like gray, and everybody's changing their font on their logos to something boring and like dulled down.
Those if I had to describe the 90s, it would be like neon colors.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fucking neon colors. Like, I don't think this is when like Rose Art came out, but everybody had the fucking Rose Art. Like,
Lisa Frank.
That was it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was one of them.
Lisa Frank. Like, everybody had that shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what was your that made me think now. What was your? You probably had a different experience as a boy, but like, I distinctly remember like the things I would buy before my first day of school, like school supplies and stuff that now that I'm thinking about it are very like of the time.
Yeah.
Like, what did you have anything? Because like for example, like I had like Lisa Frank folders and stuff like that. I
needed the big crayon box if I can get it.
Makers, I think.
No. Like the Crayola 64 color one.
Oh, the 64 with the sharpener.
Yes. Because I had to have that sharpener. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
Sharpen your crayon.
Like, you could just buy a fucking crayon sharpener probably for like 50 cents.
Or you get one that's already attached to the box, which
that
is
you're
like
going to throw away.
Mind blowing.
Like, oh shit, I'm out of the right. No, I'm not.
Did you ever actually go through the whole 64 box? I never did.
No. Like, no. Yeah. It was too many. It was way too many colors for one kid. Like,
yeah.
Like, fucking like.
32 would be enough.
32 would be more than enough.
Yeah.
And they make them in 16s too.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the fucking sharpener.
No,
okay?
That made the difference.
That's all the difference. Mm-hmm. And if you had that shit and you put that, if you're unpacking your backpack at the beginning of the school year and you pull out the fucking 64 with the sharpener, slap that shit in the desk.
That's the exact sound it would make when you pop that 64 pack of
like, hey,
Crayola crayons on the desk.
I am here. I'm not here to fuck around. Okay?
I'm here to color.
I'm here to color.
I'm here to present the best like illustrated accompaniment to my first grade paper and make you all jealous with my cerulean blue and my marigold and my burnt sienna.
Hey,
and what?
Guess what?
What?
You may have the highest grade in the class, but you know what you don't got?
What?
Fucking periwinkle.
Ah.
I have periwinkle, and I will use it on all of the worksheets we're given to color. And I don't even care if this fucking pumpkin is not periwinkle. I will make it that.
Mm-hmm. Just because I can, and you don't have that.
And then I'm going to sharpen that shit in front of your face.
Aha, yes. So, okay.
Sorry.
No, okay. So you had, so there was that. I Space Maker, like those pencil cases with like they just had like little bumps on them and then the word Space Maker, but for some reason they were so cool. They were really just pencil cases. But
they exist today still. They still make them.
Jeez, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot! All right.
Pretty sure.
Wow. Also, everybody was so obsessed with erasers.
Dude, no. You don't understand. You know how like in prison, like food and shit is currency. The eraser that you had on the end of your pencil was fucking currency. You trade them shits like.
Not even the ends of the pencils. There would just be like ones. I remember ones that were shaped like dogs, like little dogs and stuff. Like just I would never use because it's like I don't want to get rid of this cute little dog by like rubbing its face into a paper.
Oh, so you're talking. Yeah, those were also currency.
Just
too.
any eraser.
Fucking.
Yeah.
What the hell was our problem? It was just like rubber. Like And we spent so much money on fucking erasers. And
well,
then
we didn't spend the money.
That's
but.
true.
Thanks, Mom.
And then, like you said, if it was a good eraser, you didn't want to use it.
Right.
So you're never going to use it. Like, it's just going to sit there in your fucking Space Maker crayon box.
Yeah. Yep. So.
And then fucking Gerald's across the way looking at your goddamn eraser. He's going to take it.
Better not.
Like,
Better not.
fuck you, Gerald. Jerry.
I remember that was also like the rise of certain, I say loosely, technologies like mechanical pencils. Oh. Those were on the come up in the 90s, I think. Maybe they were around in the 80s. I don't know. But for me, like,
Actually,
I don't remember them until like, I don't know, like middle grade or something. I remember taking my wooden number 2 pencils and having to go over the sharpener and having to disrupt everybody with the yeah.
Fucking that sound. It's gonna live in my head forever. Yeah, it was always so fucking loud when I did it too. Like the teacher would do it and it was like silent.
Yeah, I know. And then you would do it and it's like you got everybody looking at you. But it didn't end up turning into an inadvertent contest of who could have the smallest pencil nub.
Oh yeah.
And that mechanical sharpener did not help your cause. You had to have like a little tiny square like hand crank one because that's how you got it like close to the metal of the eraser keeper, whatever it's called, eraser end.
Yeah, that's right. So like,
why were you obsessed with doing that? I don't understand. It's such a waste of a pencil.
But everybody fucking did it.
It's so stupid.
And you're right too. Like the classrooms had the electric sharpener, and then they had the fucking one with the hand crank. You know what I mean?
Some of them. Yeah, my elementary school was old and they still had the hand crank ones. But but if you wanted the smallest pencil in the class, you had to get the not the hand crank, the little plastic one.
The crayon box one?
The little that one too.
Those suck too, man.
Yeah,
like,
they did.
Like, so here's the thing that they used to have, right? The cheapest pencil sharpeners that they actually sell are just the little rectangle ones with the blade in the middle.
And those are pretty efficient, actually.
They're efficient, but like they don't come with a little holder to hold all the shavings. Like,
oh, right.
So that shit gets everywhere.
Yeah, then they would make like the dome ones.
The dome ones.
Yeah.
They make the ones that are slightly rounded at the end, but they're kind of squarish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen,
there's a whole science to
God
this.
damn, man. I'm gonna get to do it soon too with my kids.
Ooh, nice. Or will you just go straight to mechanical pencils? I feel like that's kind of the go-to now.
Probably. I mean, it's probably easier.
Because otherwise, I mean, unless you have a pencil sharpener with a catch, like you're gonna have pencil shavings all over your house.
It doesn't matter that much to me. There's really. Have you seen what's all over my house already? Like a pencil shaving isn't gonna kill me.
No, that's true.
But like, I get it. It's annoying. Number 2 pencils are messy. Sometimes they stain pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then the erasers never really fucking worked on like half of them.
Either they worked really well or they were those ones where it's like unless you held the paper a certain way, you would just rip a giant hole in your paper.
Yep.
Horrible.
I did that once on a test. Like, fuck.
Yeah, the amount of times I can remember like getting tape and like taping the back of it so I could still write on the front of it. Like,
fucking stupid.
They don't teach that sort of problem solving in school. You have to figure that out on your own.
That's right. That is some shit.
Yeah.
That is sink or swim, right? That's the test.
Pass or fail.
Yeah, erasers, currency.
Pencils
were also very big. Gel pens were huge.
I was just gonna, gel pens with the black paper that you would never use in your entire life except for a gel pen, and then you just have black paper.
But they were cool though.
They were so cool.
They were fucking cool.
I loved my gel pens.
So did I.
Some of them, and there was also an art to trying to find like the right kind of gel pen because some of them would, there were some where they had the sort of rolly ballpoint, like smooth. I can envision it. It's like so
they
clear.
have like this little ball that's on the bottom, those were, oh my god. Yes, because listen, I love purple and I had a purple one.
Oh, okay. Like, was it a metallic one? Yeah, because they had the regular ones and they had like neon and metallic and sparkly and.
It was one of the ones that was like chrome or like something like that.
Yeah, those metallic ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Futuristic.
Man, those are fucking cool.
Yeah. Pens that had erasers were also, I think, a new thing at the time.
Dude.
But the technology's gotten better now.
Yes.
But like, even something that erased it a tiny bit, even though it really didn't erase it, we were like, whoa.
You can erase a pen?
I thought that was supposed to be permanent.
It's supposed to be indelible.
I don't need whiteout anymore. Indelible. Things I was saying as a first, second, third grader.
Just thinking that. Like,
indelible.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Fucking indelible.
But yeah, we were on the come up of new technology. Oh, and the internet.
Okay, so I didn't actually have a home computer because we were poor until.
But you had a 64 pack of Crayola crayons with a sharpener.
That's yeah. That was my computer, baby.
Priority. All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
But until like 1998. Mm-hmm. So until then, I didn't have the internet.
Oh, okay.
So I guess in terms of a 90s kid, I got started pretty late. Mm-hmm. I remember, it's not true. In 97, maybe 98, I wrote my first email.
Ooh.
I remember that very, very big. But there was a big company that was out for email at the time. What was the company? Tell everybody what it was.
AOL.
It was AOL.
Okay, I was like, I know there's other ones, but I don't remember what they were.
It was probably the most popular one.
Oh, yeah. I remember, and I'm not sure if this is how you utilized it too, was when they offered the free trials of AOL on CD-ROM in cereal boxes. That's how we would get away with having AOL until they stopped doing that, and then you had to pay for, well, I don't know if you had to pay for it. I guess you must have if they were offering it as CDs, like, for free, like, ooh, it's free. Yeah. So now you don't have to pay for email anymore. So
hell yeah. Email everything.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's how we would get AOL. I had, I don't remember when we got internet, but when I was old enough to like be aware of it, I had, we had dial up, which was like,
oh God.
Can't be on can't be on the internet while mom's on the phone.
Unless you have that splitter.
Oh, never did. Nope.
Yeah, we didn't have it either.
That's how when like you would call somebody and you would just hear like a lot of beeping sounds or yeah. Oh, you had that? Okay, yeah. I had big beeping sounds. And then you just hear my mom go, "Get off the internet, I need to call somebody," or whatever. It was like a delicate balance back in the day.
So I remember if you were on the internet and you got a phone call, you were off the internet. It disconnected your internet. Like,
oh, okay. Mine did not do that, I don't think.
Holy shit. But like if somebody would call a house, forget about it.
Yeah.
Fucking get about it. If your mom picked up the fucking phone,
yeah,
it's over.
You guys don't know how good you have it with your cell phones that just have internet. Back in my day, you couldn't even have both separate at the same time.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. It was a bedtime.
It was a bedtime.
But like the internet is crazy. Like we literally saw it from not its inception because, you know, they were using the internet for the military like in the 60s.
Yeah.
But
I think we were around for the start of like the rise of like home computers.
Yes.
Everywhere. Like everywhere. I think in the 80s it was like kind of a novelty
or businesses
of a home. Like I remember episodes of like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where they were like, I have a cell phone, and it's like the size of that soda can that you just picked up, and it's
bigger, yeah.
Carlton's just like, look at me and my cell phone, yoink, with the big old antenna and stuff, and like that was not a thing that was not mainstream, I guess, but like
many people don't know that that's Carlton's catchphrase on the show.
Yoink?
No, look at me with my cell phone. Yoink.
Carlton Banks. But so the 80s were not a time where I think it was that everybody had a home computer, but the 90s were. So I think that's where the difference was. Is it grew more because more people started to be able to get access to home computers.
It's like anything. Like when they rolled out color TV, like a lot of people didn't even have color TV to the 70s. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, someday we'll be able to say this about the PS5, but
Jesus Christ. When's it coming, dude? Where the fuck is it?
You know, so yeah, so little things from erasable pen to the internet, you know,
incredible.
That was a time for the 90s to shine.
It was.
I keep looking at this at the table we have here.
Go ahead.
Because we've been talking all week. Excited.
I love this.
All right, we've already done a whole podcast episode dedicated to TV. However, this is 90s related because earlier, actually, you were talking about treating erasers like currency. And the only thing I could think of is that alongside that, Pokemon cards were also very much treated like currency.
Oh God, yeah.
And then that also made me think of the good old like Pokemon versus Digimon debate. So this is going to be the segment where we talk way too long about Digimon.
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Change into digital champions to save the digital world.
On how it deserved better. All right, so we've become Digidestined.
This is fucking cool, man.
They're literally, you just got these today.
Yes.
Which, thank you. They're basically Tamagotchi.
They are.
So, but with the tiniest screen, like so small.
This was
So small. But
back then. This was like all you fucking cared about. Like,
yeah, but this said it was made in 2022.
As a like they brought it back.
A nostalgia grab.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, well, it does say Bandai Tamagotchi, but it's for Digimon. This like really like cool semi-90s looking box.
I actually really like that box.
I do too. It's cool. The original battling digital monster. So, I think everybody knows about how Pokemon cards are like. Well, now they're on the rise too. That's another trend
Absolutely.
that's like coming back into fashion. Except now everybody's being like a butthead about it, and they're trying to like wear them around their neck when they're in a boxing ring, or like just like try to see who can get ones with the most money. Back then, it wasn't about the money; it was just about the status.
You had that Charizard, you were a fucking god,
and you would play it as it was intended.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know that story. What most people don't talk about is Digimon, which came out. I don't know actually for sure. I want to know.
I think it came out before Pokemon did actually.
I want to know. Pokemon.
I want to say it came out in like 90s. Maybe it was after. Pokemon was like 95, 96, right?
Something like that. But while I look this up, you talk about your passion for Pokemon. I mean for Digimon, because this was
Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm looking at Pokemon right now. So
God. Okay, so I liked Pokemon.
Yes.
I still do like Pokemon. Look, I have nothing against it. All right. I don't want people to think that this is like.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. I don't want people to think like this is a
Pokemon hate cast.
A Pokemon hate cast. It's not. I like it, and I intend to play the new one that's coming on Switch like a couple months, right? But Digimon for me was like when I see people freak out about Pokemon shit. That was me with Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
You have basically a kid from Japan. He goes on the internet.
You've got mail.
The internet.
And it's about like him, his best friend, who is a digital monster, a Digimon, if you would, named Agumon. And they, they go around the Digi world with all their friends.
Yes. Who also are humans paired with Digimon.
Yes, everybody gets a Digimon.
I looked it up. So Pokemon aired 2 years before Digimon, which brought on this onslaught of...
Oh, no, don't say it.
I'm sorry. It has to be said.
Okay.
The whole Digimon copying Pokemon thing, which, like, if Pokemon never came out, like, I firmly believe that... I mean, obviously that argument wouldn't exist, but at the same time, I believe that, like, Digimon would have had a better chance to shine.
Mm-hmm.
It offered, like... I really do need to go back and rewatch it, but I loved all three of those card game based shows. When Digimon was barely card game based, but like Yu-Gi-Oh I would throw in there too. But Yu-Gi-Oh was smart in the sense that like the monsters came from the cards. Not only was it like separating that these monsters were not real, but it also incentivized kids to buy the card games. Very smart.
Yeah. There were cards for Digimon too.
There were, I don't know. I used to collect them when I would find them, but I don't know another soul that I grew up with.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, you were in Florida. That also collected them besides like me and my brother.
I had them.
Yeah.
Me and my brother had them because we freaked out. We're like, oh shit, they make Digimon cards?
Did you know another person like in your life growing up that also collected Digimon cards, or was it just you and your brother? Yeah, right. So exactly.
No, I never thought about that until now, but no, I didn't.
Because the problem I think with Digimon was like I think the show is really strong. Like I think in a fair amount of aspects it was much stronger than Pokemon as well.
It was definitely aimed at like an older audience.
Yeah. But I think the problem with it was the game, like translating it to a game, never quite caught on.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon, I mean, if it didn't have the card game, it was video games. Yu-Gi-Oh had the card game. Digimon was like some sort of like in between, not quite sure. So I think it fared best as a show, but even then it was so unfairly but understandably overshadowed by Pokemon that like it's always just been known as like in the shadow of Pokemon, which is so unfair because I think they are two entirely different animals, beasts, or mons or whatever. So
they are, and even though I do know Pokemon, not.
The problem was also in the name too, because they both ended in mon.
Yeah, well, so that didn't help, obviously.
No, it did.
But like, I do like Pokemon. I don't know all the Pokemon. I don't think I even know like a third of the Pokemon now.
I think I would know a third, but not by name. It's like Hurdle, but with Pokemon.
Like I probably have seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I just don't know. I don't know fucking shit all about Pokemon. Digimon, I felt like I knew like a ton about.
Oh yeah.
I knew like a ton about the lore. I knew.
Yeah.
But
the lore was good. I think that what you said about it appealing to an older audience too. I mean, like, because there was a ongoing plot.
It was very thematic, you know. Mm-hmm. There was a villain to be fought. Like, sure, Team Rocket is the villain in Pokemon, but like, that's changed now because I think the anime has more of a cohesive storyline now with the new episodes that are on like Netflix and shit.
Oh yeah.
But back then it was just kind of like Ash's journeying here and there. He's getting all the fights. He's gonna try to make it to the Elite Four. Blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
Right. Like he wanted to be the Pokemon master, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's a decent story. But this one, like season 1 was this group of kids. Mm-hmm. Next season, they moved on to a different group of kids. They even grew up. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like,
which I thought was so wild at the time because Ash is 10 years old forever.
He's still 10 years old now. Like
he just forever. Also, like, looking at it now, I don't know, for some reason when I was around that age, I was like, yeah, he's 10, but now I'm looking and he's like, he seems older than 10. Like, this doesn't seem like how a 10-year-old would really be. I don't know. It's very strange. But whatever. I think it was also, like, because it was like, I also watched Fairly Odd Parents, where, like, Timmy's 10. It's like, okay. Or maybe is he 10? I don't know. Whatever. But, like, it was a wild concept to see like the Digidestined in like the next generation of Digimon. It
was awesome
that they weren't like completely phased out and also grew up. That was a wild concept.
Yeah, because some of the characters that were in season 1 were not the same age. Like TK was very young.
TK and Kari. Yeah.
And then they're in the next season. They're older.
Yeah.
They're coming into their own, and they have experience. Like they've been through this,
which is also very smart. Like to be like, if you're doing an all new generation, to have familiar faces to like kind of lure children into still watching, even though it's not the same entire cast. But yeah, I don't know. Digimon had a more linear story. I remember being very like, there were some episodes or storylines that like really hit emotionally.
Dude, yes. Like
fucking Wizardmon, that messed me up.
You bring this up all the fucking time.
Not all the time.
No, it's not a bad thing. I love it, but it's
because I loved Gatomon. I have 2 favorite Digimon, and she's one of them.
Yes,
love Gatomon.
She was awesome.
I loved her story. And she's like, her only friend is Wizardmon, and oh my god. And then that's another thing. They kill Digimon. They killed them. Wizardmon is dead. Gatomon's crying. I'm like, I am 12 years old. What the hell am I supposed to do with all these feelings? Like, I'm just here to watch a cartoon. It's Saturday morning. Like, that, I remember Myotismon, like, not scaring me, but, like, creeping me out.
Yep.
Creep me out. The whole, like, Black Gear subplot's like, oh, there is no clear line between good and evil because these good Digimon are, like, poisoned. It's, like, heavy stuff. Like, I agree. I do think it was aimed more at an older audience. I do think young kids, especially, like, in the first season when things are a little more, like, happy.
Yeah, because it does have a tonal change.
But you can grow up with Digimon.
Mm-hmm.
With the characters too. So
right.
I think it's sad that Digimon, longevity wise, is I think fairly known, but like just always in the shadow of Pokemon.
It's
more
never. I feel sad saying this as a Digimon fan, but it's never gonna surpass Pokemon. You can't.
No.
You cannot stop
No.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
It is.
So.
I think it's the #1 franchise in the whole world.
I would think Mario would be maybe. I don't know.
Pokemon goes beyond that.
Either way, it came from Japan.
Yeah.
So
Just saying.
But yeah, I know. But Digimon, if not for Pokemon, I feel like Digimon would have. I don't know. I feel like also it's kind of a double-edged sword too, because I feel like maybe without if Pokemon was what kind of made people interested in Digimon, because America was just in this craze of like, I want more monsters or whatever. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Does that sound weird? I don't know.
No. So we were coming into the anime era pretty heavy at that time.
Yeah.
Like anime was blowing the fuck up. Like before that era, I'm sure people will dispute this, but like before Pokemon made it and like DBZ and all that kind of stuff made anime popular, like
Astro Boy.
Yeah, but
Speed Racer.
But it was still very like niche. Like
yeah.
You weren't seeing a lot of people talk about it.
No. Oh no.
Pokemon was airing for kids on Saturday mornings.
On 4Kids.
On 4Kids. Right?
Made by 4Kids.
Made by 4Kids.
For better or worse, but.
And every fucking kid in the nation was watching it.
That was really smart as that to be the thing to introduce to Americans is like
Sure.
Creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Creatures are not a localized thing. Every
Right.
region has like I don't know, a folklore of creatures or like just a you know
Right.
or cute things in general. Like like a Pikachu before Pikachu got skinny. Isn't he so chubby and adorable?
I love Thick Pikachu.
Thick Pikachu.
Thick Pikachu is my headcanon for all Pikachu.
Yeah.
Pikachu.
Yeah, so and I mean that's not to say that there weren't emotional things for Pokemon too. Like Butterfree was very emotional.
About Charmander's tail.
That one was sad. I don't know about that wasn't like emotional for me. Like I'm thinking of other ones, but it was also like
Ash getting turned to stone.
We talked about this already. Yes. So, but I do feel like Digimon because there was more. It always kind of had a more serious undertone that like when the dark parts were dark, it was like Pokemon was kind of like diet dark, I think. But this stuff was like dark for a kid's show. And it wasn't like inappropriately aimed at kids. It was just like, this isn't the Pokemon you've been watching. This is Digimon stuff. So also they could talk.
Yeah, which was cool. Like they could say more than just their name. Like Agumon could talk.
They could talk and they could de-evolve, which Pokemon can't do.
Yeah, that's right.
They changed into like freaking like dinosaurs with mech guns on them.
You're talking about War Greymon, and War Greymon is the fucking
Metal
best.
Greymon.
Okay, yeah, Metal Greymon is probably more armored, but no, actually no, War Greymon is, but
because like with Pokemon there was sort of like a linear progression to the evolutions. This one's just like, oh, you're a cat, now you're an angel. Angelwoman. Yeah.
And Angemon.
Angemon.
Which was a cool fucking thing. There was like
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm forcing you to go ahead. I have a thing afterwards.
Okay, great. So like these little unassuming things like
blobs.
Like Patamon is basically like a blob with fucking wings on its head.
Patamon, yeah.
And it becomes Angemon, like a giant angel with a sword and shit, like wings. It's crazy. Yeah. And then Garamon becomes Angelwoman.
Yeah, these two like
holy fuck
mammal-looking things that just suddenly become like
angels.
Humanoid angel. Like it was like, what will it turn into? Hell if I know. You're not gonna get like any sort of clue like you would from Pokemon. So, what I was gonna say about Angemon though is that did he have like bullet holes in his chest. Where the hell did those come from?
I don't know. Yeah, but I think he did.
There's just so like I learned by watching Digimon not to really like, why does this dinosaur have guns on his arms? Who knows? I won't question it, but like, where did the bullet holes come from? Or not like bullets, they're like pretty big, like in his chest. Very strange. Also, I get it, TK was a child, I get it. He was a brat to Patamon sometimes. Like, Patamon would try so hard for TK, and TK did not deserve Patamon sometimes. There, I said it.
That's very true, and I agree.
Okay, so yeah, Angemon.
Hang on, that's not a great...
holes in his torso. Why?
It's so low res. Everything's so bad.
I won't question many designs for Digimon, but that one was just like...
That was kind of weird.
Who shot you 4
times? Are they bullet wounds? They must be, right?
I don't know. They just look... For those... Hey, Digidestined, comment below. Does Angemon have bullet holes in his chest, or are they birthmarks? I don't know. So
they're stylistic.
It's crazy. But yeah, so...
Yeah, but he was awesome. Angemon is awesome. My favorite was War Greymon, because I got this toy when I was younger.
Ooh.
And it started out as Agumon, and you transform it into War Greymon. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of the best fucking toys I've ever had.
They did have a pretty good toy line. I think where they didn't excel with video games and a card game, their toys were pretty solid. Yeah.
They did have a video game that I never got to rent. And I was so sad because I had a N64 at the time. I didn't have a PS1, and it was a game on PS1.
Okay.
So I never got to play it.
I don't think I played any Digimon video games at all.
Yeah. There's one that's out now. There's a brand new video game out now, like right now.
They brought Digimon back, which actually is an anime series I have not watched yet. Maybe I will. I'm not sure. But they brought it back. I think it's with the same cast as the first season too, but older.
Damn.
I also remember, did you see the Digimon movie? I guess at all. I was going to say in theaters, but did you see it at all?
Yes, I didn't see it in theaters, no.
Okay. I don't remember if I did or not, but I remember I didn't find this out until much later in life how absolutely butchered they made the Digimon movie for America.
Yeah.
Because they treated it like 3 anthologies, and that's not what it was.
No.
In fact, like, I think one of the parts wasn't even in the original Japanese movie. Like, and then also freaking like Angela Anaconda as like the pre-screen showing like episode, like
Angela Anaconda.
I like hate watched Angela Anaconda.
So did I. I hated that fucking show. It annoyed me.
Because I thought that the animation was I'd never really seen anything like it.
It was like
before.
ugly.
But it was like real human faces, and I was like, that's interesting, but it's like, this is the most obnoxious girl on the planet.
Her voice.
Angela Anaconda or whatever. So oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's the song.
So yeah, whose idea that was? I don't know.
Fucking some asshole.
But like I didn't realize until so much later in life that that's not what the movie was, because I remember rewatching that with my brother when we were a little older.
Yeah.
And like it's not linear, and it doesn't make sense in America, like the American version.
Right.
And I also just remember that the version of like, we're the kids in America, when this show takes place in Japan, like, doesn't even make sense at all. It's crazy. So if you watch Digimon, go based off the show and not the movie.
The show is superior,
because the movie makes no sense.
Or watch it in Japanese, I guess, where maybe it makes sense or whatnot.
I think that the American version was pretty faithful to the Japanese. There's a couple of things, like I think there was one difference of something that I saw was like there was a scene where all the kids tried to like hitch a ride with a stranger, and in Japan it was like literally the stranger, and they all these kids just get into his van. But in the American version they changed it so it was one of the kids' cousins.
Oh, okay. Even
though in the dub, like, the cousins treating whoever it was, I think it was like Sora, treating her like crap. It's like, you guys were cousins.
Yeah, what's your fucking problem? Jesus.
But otherwise, like, even the name changes. Like, we were making fun of Joe.
But that's his fucking name, bro. Apparently it is.
It was funny because That's his name in English.
But yeah, we were clowning that man, and that's his fucking name, Joe Kita.
Joe Keto. Yeah, that too. They also kept like the Japanese last names too. It took place in Japan. Like,
yeah, it happened in Japan. Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're like in Pokemon Land, and Brock's telling us about jelly donuts.
I love jelly donuts,
which I'd never seen before anyway. So I was like, that's a weird looking jelly donut, but sure. I think I thought it was covered like coconut sprinkles or something. I don't know.
I just thought it was a weird looking donut.
Yeah.
Like I thought, oh, it's
Brock,
Pokemon.
I believed you.
For so many years.
I believed you.
For so many fucking years, you bastard. God, I had a thought and it's gone. No, it's not your fault. It's my damn brain. I have a bad brain.
Well, if we come back to Digimon, I think, is there anything else you want to say about Digimon?
Shout out Ken Digimon Emperor. One of the saddest storylines too, which has a redemption, but it didn't feel like
so sad,
super satisfying. And then God, what was his name? Wormmon. Remember his Digimon?
Oh, Wormmon, yeah.
Wormmon.
So that was such a sweet. That was such a sweet Digimon.
It was a great Digimon.
Yeah.
So shout out Digimon. I love you. I think Tory would say the same. And God,
rest in peace, Wizardmon.
Rip.
Messed you up, man. Horrible.
I know.
There's another movie that I see listed over there.
I see.
Do you want to talk about your favorite movie that also came out in the 90s while we're on this nostalgia trip of time?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do you want to talk about anything?
I talked about Digimon.
No, I know, but I feel like I wrote all these things, and is there something that you wanted to talk about?
I want you to talk about Good Burger.
Okay.
Spoilers, it's Good Burger.
So I have a couple favorite movies from that era. One of them is Space Jam. I think every fucking kid, maybe not loved, but god damn it, if you were there for fucking Space Jam 1, it was hype.
Yeah, you were also, even if you didn't watch it, you knew either I Believe I Can Fly or the Space Jam Come On and Slam song.
They used to play that at like roller rinks, like like ice skating, or not ice skating, but like roller rinks. Yeah. Oh my god, it pumped me the fuck up, man.
So yeah, even if you never saw Space Jam, you knew about Space Jam.
God damn, it was such a good song. Shout out Quad City DJs.
Damn.
So Good Burger, it's a movie that is based off a sketch from a show that also premiered in the 90s, which was humongous. Okay, all that, just that theme song alone is worth price of admission.
Sung by who?
It's sung by TLC.
Very, very 90s.
Like iconic
90s.
Fuck. It's so good. Sorry.
No. Yeah.
Basically, what it is, it's all that is a sketch comedy show for children. So it's SNL for kids. And on that, there were two great comedic talents. Not the only comedic talents, but two great comedic talents. Keenan and Kel.
Yes. The Dream Team.
The Dream Team. They had a sketch about Good Burger, which is kind of like a knockoff McDonald's. And this is character Ed, who works at the counter taking orders, and he's kind of an idiot.
He's like a surfer dude.
Yeah, he's like a surfer dude that I don't know. But he works there. People get angry because he's not too bright. And that's the payout. And it was probably really hilarious to me as a kid.
I think it might still be hilarious now. I'd want to go back and watch old episodes of all that because I think there was a charm to, like, they cast kids who were funny.
Yeah.
Like, they're funny. Like,
yeah.
Danny Tamborelli and Lori Beth Denberg and Keenan and Kel. Like, funny people.
Can I ask you a Danny Tamborelli question?
Sure.
Do you remember the other show he was on before he was on all that?
Pete and Pete.
Do you remember that show?
I never watched it, but I knew of it.
That show is crazy.
Is it?
That show is
I don't know anything about it.
One of the... See, this is where some of the generational gap happens.
Yeah. Because that came out in, like, I think maybe, 90, maybe 93 or something, 94.
Something like that.
I was a baby, so.
Okay. There's two characters. The title characters. Pete and Pete.
Yeah.
Okay? Two brothers named the same fucking name. The family's insane. Yeah. The little Pete, right?
Mm-hmm. That's Danny, right?
That's Danny.
Okay.
He had a tattoo. that said like mom on it, and he could make it dance. So that's
adorable.
fucking little Pete, right?
Yeah.
Big Pete is he's just kind of like he's just main character energy vibes, kind of go with the flow. The little kid has a best friend or like a friend. This guy is like some homeless dude named Artie.
Okay.
Who thinks he's a superhero.
Cool. I'm sure he is. Maybe he's not.
The dad is just like standard dad. I don't remember anything too special about him. He probably was like embarrassing. The mom, something happened. I don't remember what the fuck happened. She got in some kind of accident. She had this like a metal plate in her head, and it like sets off the microwave sometimes and fucks up with the lights.
God.
Like the show is crazy.
Cool.
And now I'm really far off course. Anyways,
Good Burger.
sorry.
From the people who brought you Pete and Pete. Good Burger.
If you remember Pete and Pete, please shout out. Good Burger was a movie in 97. Pretty great. Had Keenan and Kel in it. Also had the comedic talents of Sinbad.
Really?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Perfect.
Fuck, who else was in it? Abe Vigoda was in it. Abe fucking Vigoda, who was like already 90 years old, was in the fucking movie. Also, Dan Schneider's in it.
Well, I'll just skip over that part. Anyway, so why is it amongst the tippity top of your favorite movie list?
I think I just saw it at the perfect time. Like,
Okay.
I went to a theater to see it. I specifically remember, like, my mom must have hated the fucking movie. Because I asked her, like, years later, like, did you hate these movies? And she's like, yeah, no, they were bad. Keenan and Kel were blowing up. They were the biggest they had ever gotten. They had a movie, all right?
Well, they had their own TV show, too, spun off from their stint on All That. So.
Right. That happened after the movie, I think.
Okay.
So they're in this movie together for the first time. Crazy, crazy talent. I think I was just impressionable, and it just kind of was my style of humor, kind of weird. There's like a dance sequence in a mental hospital that happens in Good Burger. There's a gag where, oh man, I can talk about this movie all day. There's a gag in the movie where like Ed climbs into Mondo Burger. Spoilers, there's like a rival burger company.
Okay. The chum bucket.
Yeah. He falls down, and it's like Kel Mitchell, but he's wearing a wig. It's like these dreads.
Yeah.
Like he falls down into a laundry basket, and his headpiece like comes off. You can see it like hanging off the side.
Oh, jeez.
So
They didn't glue that shit on?
hell no, I guess not.
All right.
It's got a really great sequence. God, what the fuck's her name? She was a supermodel in the 90s.
Naomi Campbell.
She was white.
Linda Evangelista.
I think white.
Kate Moss.
Maybe swimsuit model, not supermodel.
Oh.
Carmen Electra.
Oh.
Carmen Electra
Oh, okay. So yeah.
was in the fucking movie.
Shoot, man. I gotta
She
watch
tried
that
to
now.
seduce Ed in the movie. I need you to watch this movie.
I do remember watching it before, but like when I was young. Probably like too
Right.
young to really retain
Yeah, exactly.
more than one scene, and it was only the scene where he is literally working at the Good Burger. Like that's all I remember.
That happens a lot in the movie.
I just remember it because it was like more HD looking than like the all, or not HD, but like it was filmed on a different camera than the All That sketch was, and that's all I remember. And that tells me nothing about the movie. So,
Well,
but it's one of your favorites, so I need to watch it.
there's a line that I repeat ad nauseum, and I cannot stop saying it. I've been saying it since I was a kid, and I can't fucking stop. It's not even that good, okay? But I say it all the time because to me, I guess it's hilarious. They're talking in the car, okay? Ed, this is like an old movie. I'm gonna spoil it. Ed makes this like dip or like the sauce, right?
Okay.
And it's able to like draw in more customers from the competitor.
Oh, like an addictive sauce.
It's not addictive. It's just really good. And the other company called Mondo Burger, they start losing customers. They're like, what the fuck's going on? So he makes this sauce. He's trying to convince Ed to come over and make the sauce for him. That way their company succeeds and they can put Good Burger out of business, right?
Okay.
But Ed is not too bright. Plus, he really enjoys his job, I guess. And he's like saying something. I forget what he actually says, but the gentleman next to him is like, I'm aware. And his name is, he's a character named Kurt. And Ed's like, you said you were Kurt.
Oh, jeez.
And it's my favorite fucking line in the show or in the movie.
That one?
Yes.
Oh my god.
You gotta see it.
Okay. All right, bet.
You gotta trust me.
I do trust you. So
I don't think it's not the trust thing.
no, I don't know. That
All right.
that was enough to convince me, if not before, which I would have watched anyway, without the joke that you've carried on for the last 20 something years.
Yeah, every day of my life.
Every day.
Also, Carmen Electra gets smacked in the head with a golf ball. Really fucking
Is that
hard.
another like a reason of why I should watch it?
Yes.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
incredible.
What'd you do to deserve that?
I don't
Had
know.
to watch to find out.
Please
All right.
rent it.
Where can you see Good Burger?
YouTube movies
Oh shoot! All
or
right.
Netflix.
Is it on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
That is the question.
No, it is.
All right, I believe you. So, Good Burger.
Good Burger.
I remember, like I said, from what I remember with the sketches and stuff. I don't know, and all that as well, like very quintessential '90s.
Tory.
Yeah.
George fucking Clinton is in the movie.
Why?
George Clinton is in the fucking movie. He's in the mental asylum with his fucking crazy dreads.
Why these like this weirdly star-studded cast for this Good Burger movie?
This was a fucking mood, okay? Like, this was a big fucking deal. Shaquille O'Neal was in the movie.
Yeah.
He was in a lot of movies in the
Shazam.
90s, actually. Yeah. Not Shazam.
Kazam.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I've talked enough.
No,
I think I've talked enough about a fictional burger sketch.
You can talk. We've still got some time if you want to say more.
No, let's talk about some MVs.
Oh, remember when MTV used to play music videos? Ha 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 ha.
It's that joke that everyone says,
Ha.
but
Because
it's true.
It's true. Yeah. It's to the point where like they still do the VMAs, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
What videos would I have seen from MTV? Like the whole point was like videos that you saw on MTV. That was the point. That was the point of why it was called the MTV VMAs.
There's like Total Request Live was huge.
Oh,
that was
I like TRL. Yeah.
TRL was a big fucking deal. Like 90s and into the 2000s and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, not now, but a lot of times when I remember a band, I remember their music video because I saw it so many times.
Yeah. Remember music videos?
Yeah, it's a very boomer podcast. It's the
But like,
vibes.
I talked about this a little bit before because I do think that there is a resurgence of music video, like people caring about music
Sure.
videos.
I agree.
Because of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like all you hear about really is just kind of the controversial ones. Like I don't remember even when I remember Gangnam Style because it was like, look at this silly man doing a cowboy dance.
Yep.
Even when bigger songs like See You Again or Despacito were becoming really, really big and the YouTube videos were getting really big, I guarantee you that people were only getting to them because of the songs and they weren't sitting and watching the videos every time.
Yeah.
But like in recent memory, for example, there's like WAP. I remember people like talking about like that's one where it's like people clearly saw the music video, or like a less like a more recent one is like Kendrick Lamar, The Heart Part 5 and stuff. So I think
that's a great one, a great example.
I think in general, music videos are coming back into prominence. Billie Eilish had a couple, I think, too, that people took notice of and stuff like that. So
yeah, Bad Guy is pretty.
Yeah,
it's pretty memorable.
So I think people are starting to care again, but I think just the idea that MTV still exists as MTV when they don't.
No, they're in too deep. They're in too deep, and they're trying to keep all the blood in their head. They're just they can't rebrand now. It's been like
I know.
You know what I mean? It's been like 40 fucking years, and
I just do miss music videos.
I do too. And I know that they probably do play music at like fucking 4:30 in the morning or some shit. Like,
but we're also like at a point now today where more and more people are ditching cable.
yeah.
So who will know? I won't.
They're not going to see them. And that was the place to go. You went to MTV. You turned on, like I remember in second grade seeing the music video for Notorious B.I.G.'s Hypnotize.
Oh.
And it like blew me away. Like they're like on this yacht. There's like chase scenes and shit like that. That's when I'm like, okay, music videos are the shit.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
this.
invested.
I love this. And I remember seeing like from an early age, maybe seeing like a Thriller. Like that's a crazy fucking music video, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And now you were saying that the last music video you saw was The Heart Part 5. And
Yeah.
what even was the last music video you saw before that?
I can't remember. I must have seen. Actually, we talked about it this morning. The last music video I probably saw was Maison.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah.
all right. So I feel like K-pop. Welcome to Tory's K-pop corner. I feel like K-pop's a different beast because so much of selling a K-pop group is like the overall like appealing to as many senses as possible. So visuals are one of them, and so they sink so much money into music videos, like thousands and thousands of dollars, and a lot of them like they fit the mood of the song, or they tell like some sort of like Dreamcatcher in particular. They have a couple that go on like some cohesive like storylines, and I don't see that with American music videos hardly ever.
Except for fucking R. Kelly's Trapped in the Closet.
Oh my god.
Didn't it have like fucking 30 parts or some shit?
Something like that. Yeah,
That's
I think it was
crazy.
30 something. But there's not much. I mean, like I said, I think there's a resurgence, but there's not much effort put into music videos. Because it's just, I don't know. It just feels very, K-pop's ruined me, basically. It's just like, they're so like glossy and high def and like conceptualized, and that American ones, it's like, oh, you're wearing the same outfit the whole time through this music video. Well, that's boring or whatever.
Yeah.
So, which shouldn't be what it's about, but it's also, it's an emphasis on caring about the visual output of the product. And if you only care about the auditory product that's going to show in this music video that you filmed in a one shot like camera walking along on a beach or whatever. So
Right.
So anyway, I think there's a resurgence, but it's certainly not on MTV like the good old days.
The good old days.
Yeah,
Yeah. No,
And it's horrible because I used to find MTV2. I loved MTV2.
Yes.
That was the one where it had like the shows me and my brother would watch, like
Viva La Bam.
Yeah, Viva La Bam and
I used to watch the
Jackass.
shit out of that.
Yeah, and it also had like more of the sort of alternative music too. That's how I discovered a lot of like rock bands that kind of shaped my child. No, really. Like,
No, I know. I get
like,
it. I get it.
they're like Paramore and Breaking Benjamin and My Chemical Romance. I remember watching Helena on MTV2 for the first time ever. It was like, I don't know. Something shifted inside me, and I was like,
Something
I
changed.
identify with that or whatever. Like, yeah, I miss getting that sort of like excitement over music on television
True.
because there's no music on television anymore.
Yeah. I
So.
mean, like you said, if you want to see stuff now, you kind of have to go to YouTube. And you'll see it individually, obviously. So it's easy. It's easy to like curate it now.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of like I don't know, the feeling of like watching MTV2 and maybe seeing like 2 or 3 songs that you didn't really care about that much, but then your favorite song would come on with the video and like
Yeah, wouldn't it show like an up next thing?
Yeah.
So it would be like, oh, I will stay on this channel and suffer through this song I don't like just to get to like
Yeah.
Sugar We're Going Down. That was another one. Fall Out Boy I was introduced to from MTV2.
Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, you know,
Rip.
rip the music part of MTV.
That's right.
For years now.
Goddamn.
Womp womp.
Reality TV. Reality.
The challenge is reality.
That one's fine.
I don't know. I guess the girls on 16 and Pregnant are actually 16 and pregnant, so I guess that's reality.
I wonder if Catfish really is though. Sometimes I
That
wonder.
one's tougher now. My mom still watches that sometimes, and it's tougher now because of COVID. So like they do all of like the catching the catfish through Zoom. Like they're all on Zoom calls, and it's like like it was one thing when they were actually going to the home of the catfish and like confronting them in person,
Right.
but with them just doing it all through Zoom, it's like, what was stopping you from doing this without getting this production crew involved? Like, it makes no sense to me. But
that and the fact that like why are you telling everybody about this? Like it's not always a proud moment. So.
And also the ways that they kind of like do the research on if the person's a catfish is so like you did not need to call MTV to do this.
No.
Like
they went online.
So it's
and
like, let me look up the phone number that you were given, or let me like Google image search this image and see if other images or instances of this image being used comes up.
Image.
It's like,
sorry.
Take a shot every time I say image. But so many basic things that did not necessitate MTV intervention. You know, it's very strange, but.
I agree entirely. MTV.
All right, well, up there with Wizardmon, rip music television.
Rip Wizardmon forever.
Forever. I do have one more thing to address
Please
for
do.
this nostalgia cast before we wrap things up.
Please do.
And I know the answer, but the listening and or viewing public does not. Were you, as a kid, a horse kid or a dinosaur kid?
I was absolutely not a horse kid. At all.
Yeah. So, dinosaur kid.
Yeah, like, okay, so here's the timeline, right?
You were either one or the other as a kid
I don't
in the
think
90s.
there was no, like, in between. Like, there was no in between there.
I don't think so. I think the in between
so.
was just that you didn't care about either.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, you were.
But like,
apathetic.
you're either the neutral party, or you really care about horses, or you really care about dinosaurs.
True.
Yeah.
True. And that being said, there was a lot of dinosaur shit in the 90s.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, the first Jurassic Park, the good one, came out in 94. I was 5 years old.
Wow.
Okay? And I was obsessed with dinosaurs at that point.
Oh, perfect timing for you then.
It was fucking perfect. It was so good. It was so good that I remember at the end of the year in kindergarten, we were allowed to bring in movies. I brought in Jurassic Park. And they're like, we can't play this, honey.
Aw.
We can't play this because,
Dreams crushed.
A couple people die in the movie.
Yeah.
People get their limbs torn off. Bastards.
They can't hurt you anymore. Dinosaurs aren't around anymore.
They were never real.
It's all make believe.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, teacher. But yeah, my cousin was really big on dinosaurs, so by virtue of that, especially though Godzilla, like I remember me and my brother became very interested in Godzilla thanks to our cousin, and he had a game, Nintendo 64, so we would play like the Godzilla games and stuff.
Yeah, Destroy All Monsters, that was a great one.
Oh my god, so good. So like, I guess I was a dinosaur kid, but only really with the extent of Godzilla, which was not a dinosaur technically, but
right.
Definitely wasn't a horse kid. And I don't want to stereotype and just gender it as girl, because the common phrase is horse girl. But like I'm thinking about it, I don't know a single boy who liked horses that much when I was growing up. Like, it was always girls, always.
It's because we weren't allowed to like horses.
Says who?
I don't know. Society.
Damn.
Whew.
Shoot.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry about that, but
True.
toxic femininity.
That's right.
But yeah, like, and I don't know, to an extent also for dinosaur kids, I don't know either group of children that grew up to still be so interested in those respective creatures. Like, for me, it's like you are involved in horses if you were a horse kid as an adult, and if you're an adult, you work at like a museum or are an paleontologist or something.
I am super into dinosaurs still.
Okay,
they
never
are
mind.
the fucking coolest things on the planet, or were.
All right, never mind.
You gotta be kidding me. Like, that's why I like fucking Agumon, man. He's a dinosaur.
Okay, well, I figured that just tied into your whole thing about being a child who liked dinosaurs. I didn't realize it carried over now. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I offended you.
Listen, when we were in Utah, one of the coolest things we did was we went to a museum, and they had a
dig site.
Like a dig site set up that you could, pretend to dig into. It was the coolest fucking thing I've ever done.
I do still wish it wasn't really like you couldn't really dig into it. It was just like this kind of hard plastic with some dinosaur bones and fossils sticking out.
Yeah, and some dirt.
But you can't take them out, and some dirt and rocks thrown over, so it seemed real. I wish it was real.
Me too.
I get why it's not, but I wish it was.
I was looking so hard to find like a raptor claw because in the beginning of Jurassic Park, Alan scares the shit out of a little kid with a raptor claw because he's like, big deal, it's just a big chicken or something like that. And he's like, because at that point, he doesn't like kids, which is a whole mood for you, right? Mood. He picks it up and he's like, oh yeah, well that big chicken could slice you, but it won't be the ones. It won't be the one in front of you, or the one to the side. It'll be the one you didn't see over here, and he like pretends to slash him across. The belly.
Okay.
Iconic.
I lied. Some dinosaur kids continued to grow up to be dinosaur adults. My mistake. So to all you horse and dinosaur kids out there, we see you. You are valid. Thank you guys for watching. If you feel so inclined, please go check out twitch.tv/unolumo because he streams, what is it, every Wednesdays and Thursdays now, right?
It's usually every Wednesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes I'll throw in an extra day here or there if I can. He
does so much stuff. He just built a Gundam. I did. Very diverse content. Diverse content. Yeah. Games that I don't know, not Fortnite. Like games that other people aren't all rushing to play. Like the cult game. What is that called?
Everybody's rushing to play the game right now.
Oh, never mind.
It's everywhere. So like rhythm games. They're probably obscure, like Everhood. Or I played Rhythm Doctor, which is it's not a very popular game that I can see. I love it. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just saying it's not everywhere. So
Rhythm is a gamer.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. That's awesome. Thank you everybody for watching too, and for watching Scuffvivor. It means a lot. We really tried hard on that, and we'll be doing the second one soon. Yes, go ahead.
You don't have to, but you can go subscribe to me if you want to. You don't have to though.
I was getting to it.
Were you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I just hadn't thanked everybody. So
okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you for thanking them.
Yeah, no problem.
You don't have to subscribe to me. Just subscribe to the podcast.
You should. So you can go to two places. One is on Twitter at twitter.com/trippydesu. TRIPPYDESU.
Yes.
Okay. I forgot how to spell that for a second. Yeah. Or you can go to youtube.com/azaratsflame with 2 E's at the end.
Or for our other socials, you can go to Twitter or TikTok. We are LEM'n'TEA Podcast at both of those. And sometimes we post stuff there too. Yay! Good stuff. Good fun.
This should be up on Thursday following the 19th. So next week,
we are back on our bullshit and posting every other Thursday. Should be.
Yeah.
Now that we're not going to Utah or
we could go back.
Getting COVID or whatever. So
there's still time.
But anyway, thank you guys.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And bye, Wanho.
Bye-bye, Wanho. Very good job. You did it. Okay, it's very hot in here.
All right, yes, bye.
Bye.
Hot like the 90s.
Oh.